Thunder Force is the brand new Netflix original film and the fifth collaboration between husband and wife Ben Falcone and Melissa McCarthy. The film also stars Octavia Spencer, Bobby Cannavale, Plum Clementif, and Jason Bateman. It is 1 hour, 45 minutes, and PG-13. The film is about in a world where supervillains, commonplace, two estranged childhood best friends reunite after one devises a treatment that gives them powers to protect the city. My name is Max Stinenberg. Welcome back to a brand new review here, a Netflix movie review on Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews like these, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, and movie rankings. If you like any one of those things, please consider subscribing, ring that bell for notifications to be notified when my more reviews drop on the channel. Also, if you're here as well, please hit the like button. That's the best way to support this channel. Comment down below your non-spoiler thoughts of Thunder Force. Let me know, were you excited for this film? Do you actually like the Ben Falcone, Melissa McCarthy duo? Husband and wife, director, actor duo, or are you just going to skip this one out this weekend on Netflix? And also share the video if you know people who are going to watch this movie as well. And let's get into my review. So I was very nervous about this movie because I believe that their combination is 0 for 4. Falcone and McCarthy have made The Boss, Tammy, Life of the Party, and Super Intelligence, which Super Intelligence came out on HBO Max 6 months ago. So that's 2 films in 6 months with the two of them. And I think all of these films have not been critically received. No one has really enjoyed these films. And this will fall right back into this box. This is not a good movie at all. And I think that it's really tough because there's so many talented actors on screen. And we can just go through the list. But my main positive with the movie is actually going to be Jason Bateman, who is in this movie. I think a lot of people thought he would just be like a cameo character, but he's actually in the movie in a supporting role. He's a goon for Bobby Cannavale's The King character. He has crab arms because he fell into a radioactive coral reef or something, and he became a part crab. So he's part of this super villain thing. And he has a bit with Melissa McCarthy throughout the entire movie that I thought was very funny. And the only thing about this movie that is funny was the Jason Bateman, Melissa McCarthy duo. Now it's also coming from a person who likes Identity Thief and actually enjoys I didn't love that movie, but I thought it was a fun enough movie. And the two of them have good chemistry. I know that was a big platform for Bateman, who's one of my favorite actors. I really adore Ozark, but I also love his stuff like Game Night and Horrible Bosses. He's been good for so long. And he steals everything that he is in because the rest of the movie is not very funny at all. It's a superhero comedy and I'll give you credit too, McCarthy and Octavia Spencer, who I know are real life friends for a long time. You do feel their camaraderie. You do feel that they've been friends since high school in the movie. They have a breakup in high school. Octavia Spencer goes off and has this multi-billion-dollar company that's trying to experiment to become superheroes to fight off against these villains. And McCarthy just becomes it's funny. Melissa McCarthy plays the same character really in all of Ben Falcone's movies, especially this one and Super Intelligence. And that's just being an average Joe who comes into contact with someone who has an increasing amount of technology and starts to become a superhero. Now, in Super Intelligence, she doesn't become a superhero because she becomes a face of everyone knows in that movie. But also, Bobby Cannavale is also in that movie, just like it feels like every Melissa McCarthy movie. And what's the shame about this one is that these two actresses are really good. Octavia Spencer, by the way, is one of the best actresses in Hollywood for years. Feels like everything she's in, except really this movie in Witches, she'll get an Oscar nomination for. Even recent, like Shape of Water and Hidden Figures, she was just recently nominated for. It's supporting actress. She always feels like he's getting nominated at the awards because Octavia Spencer is always good. Now, she obviously isn't a comedic actress, and they don't really give her anything comedic to do in the movie, which is fine. She was fine. Her character was fine. Her daughter was also actually quite good in the movie, and both of them had a really touching scene in the middle of the movie. But once again, Ben Falcone just in his movies Melissa McCarthy isn't funny. And I'm a huge Melissa McCarthy fan because Spy is one of my favorite comedies of the last 10 years. I love Spy. That's my favorite Melissa McCarthy. That's my favorite Paul Feig movie. I've seen Spy so many times. I can't remember a time I laughed harder in a theater than I did when I was watching Spy. And I watch it on repeat viewings a lot, and I love that movie. And again, she's great in Bridesmaids. Identity Thief is a film that I do have some fun with as well. Even in like This Is 40 in a very small role, I do think that she's very funny. But for some reason, in her husband's movies, she really isn't funny, and they just go for the same cringe humor that for some reason Ben Falcone thinks it's funny. The first 15 minutes of the movie was like, this is all right. It's very much just flashback of them as elementary school kids and then high school kids. And then we get Melissa McCarthy. Once Melissa McCarthy gets the treatment beginning, when she starts to have this superpower, it goes on to a montage that goes on, feels like forever. And all of these jokes don't work. And this is actually, I can't believe I keep comparing it to Super Intelligence, because just like Super Intelligence, they love to keep jokes going on forever. Sometimes you just want to hear Ben Falcone, God, let's go to the next scene. But some scenes just keep going because they keep trying for the joke. And the only time I was laughing was when Jason Bateman was on screen. Other than that, this movie was not funny. And for the film to be a comedy and to be silent watching this movie in my own room was just not a fun experience, because I wanted to laugh because everyone on screen is good in other things. Plum Clemente is in the movie, who is Mantis in the MCU. She is just nothing. Bobby Cannavale is another, this time not a love interest, finally, for Melissa McCarthy. He plays the king who is running for mayor. He's the main villain of the movie. And his two sidekicks are Plum Clemente and Jason Bateman. So again, I'm not disappointed anymore. I'm disappointed with Melissa McCarthy because she's so much better than these movies that she's done with Ben Falcone. All of these movies are not good. Life of the Party is probably my favorite of the 5, and I gave that movie a 2.5 out of 5. That's an average movie at best. It's I think by far the best out of the 5. And it's really disappointing because they get some really great talent to do these movies. And Jason Bateman, Octavia Spencer, and Melissa McCarthy, that's a big 3. And you think, wow, I would have a fun time watching the movie. Even if it's not good, at least they're on screen. But the movie feels very rushed. Stuff doesn't get explained why it's happening. There's plot twists with Melissa Leo's character, and she's in the movie, that you can see coming a mile away. So overall, guys, I was not happy watching this movie. This is definitely going to go down. This is not the worst movie of the year for me. I still have Bliss and Tom and Jerry worse than this, just because at least there's actors I'm really enjoying on screen in this movie. But overall, maybe this is the same score as Bliss, and maybe Bliss is higher than this. I'll keep sleeping on it, but this is in my bottom 3 of the year so far, and definitely the worst Netflix movie that I've seen in 2021. So overall, guys, I'm going to give Thunder Force a 1 out of 5 stars, a 22%. It's not a good movie. Once again, Belle Falcone and Melissa McCarthy are a 0 for 5 with their movies. I have sadly seen all of them and have reviewed 2 of them on this channel. So if you are interested in seeing my full thoughts on Super Intelligence, I'll leave a link for that next on my head. If you want to check out my other movie reviews that I've read, this is my 25th movie of the year. There's a thing you can click on, go down my playlist. You can look at each movie, non-spoiler fashion, that I've reviewed so far in 2021. So thank you guys so much for joining me on my non-spoiler review of Thunder Force. I'll see you guys very soon.